Hurricane Mitch was the worst natural disaster in Nicaragua's history, destroying roads and bridges, damaging hundreds of schools and health centers. Thousands were left homeless. More than 3,000 people died. Small farmers were hard hit by heavy flooding that destroyed crops and farmland and killed livestock. Economic losses from Mitch totaled $1.5 billion. The U.S. government, through USAID and other federal agencies, responded immediately to the disaster, providing emergency shelter, food, and medical help. Going beyond emergency relief, USAID, working with other U.S. government agencies, the Nicaraguan government, non-governmental organizations, and U.S. private voluntary organizations, helped the people of Nicaragua reconstruct and improve their lives. USAID's $103 million reconstruction program addressed the recovery needs of the population in public health, economic reactivation, education, disaster prevention and environmental planning, and municipal restoration projects. More than 200,000 households received assistance to restore their economic livelihood through crop diversification, irrigation systems, small agricultural loans, and better farming methods that increased yields and farmers' incomes. Crop diversification, like this organic onion project through Catholic Relief Services, gave farmers like Davis Rivas an economic boost. Rivas sold his organic onion crop at double the price of non-organic onions. By using natural organic fertilizers and pesticides, Rivas is helping to protect the environment and his family's health.
Bueno. Para nosotros era algo novedoso.
Well, for us, this was something new. When we were told about organic onion, well, we're used to working with traditional onion, treated with chemicals. In terms of differences between organic and conventional onion, as chemically treated onions are known, there are many. One of the differences, and that's why we liked it, is that it guarantees us a market. Second, the way of handling it is very different. Instead of using a highly concentrated chemical, we use something natural, totally biodegradable materials, which doesn't damage the environment or our health. A USAID project through World Relief taught Nicaraguan farmers to grow non-traditional crops, including apples and peaches, grapes and strawberries. Farmer Juan Antonio Gonzalez learned to grow a variety of berries through the project.
Bueno, yo lo estuve cultivando a mi manera, pues, así.
I was planting in my own way, but then they taught me how to manage it with plastic, using measurements, and how to deflower during the first 3 months. We have learned, they trained us to grow strawberries, raspberries, apples, and peaches. And they help us with materials. USAID promotes agricultural methods that help farmers plant crops all year long. With these tunnel greenhouses, farmers can grow tomatoes in limited space during both the rainy and dry season. The introduction of drip irrigation systems allowed many Nicaraguan farmers to plant crops for the first time during the long dry season. Through a credit program, Edith Hernandez installed a drip system to irrigate her passion fruit orchard. Sales from the fruit have already covered the costs of the irrigation system. By harvesting fruit all year long, Hernandez has more income and a higher standard of living. With drip irrigation financed by USAID through CARE, Blanca Chavarria turned a garbage dump into a vegetable garden.
Pero nosotros nos sentimos contentas ahora que tenemos
We feel
este
happy
trabajo,
now
porque antes
that we
aquí
have
era
this
basurero,
work to
todo esto
do,
de aquí
because
se botaba
before
basura.
this was a garbage dump.
Mientras que ahora, pues, miramos,
Now we are
pues,
taking advantage of
que
the
hemos-
land
que hemos
instead of
aprovechado
wasting
el
it.
terreno, pues, antes
Now,
se
thank God,
desperdiciaba.
we have had this opportunity to cultivate the land, to
Que nos
plant
vino
family
esta
gardens.
oportunidad, pues, de sembrar,
Now
¿verdad?
we
Que
see the
los huertos
importance of
familiares,
cultivating the land
ahora
here,
nosotros miramos, pues,
because
la
we have what to
importancia,
eat and to sell, giving us an income to buy things needed at home.
para comer.
And farmers like Ronaldo Sarria buffered a recent drought with irrigated vegetable crops.
Pues sí, mire, nosotros vemos de que nos ayudó muchísimo.
Yes, we see that the project helped us a lot, because when the rainy season started, we had about 2 acres of corn, and we also had this small plot of vegetables. The drought came and destroyed the corn, but we were able to survive with the vegetables. With Nicaragua's agricultural ministry, the promotion of certified improved seeds, like this Adventist Development Relief Agency project, tripled yields and dramatically improved small farmers' standard of living.
Bueno, para mi verdad significó grandemente,
Well, for
¿verdad?
me, it meant a lot, because my family is not that small. And after paying back what I owed, I still had double the amount of beans. So with that, I could buy something for my children. I had food to eat and seeds to plant again. We have had an extremely good yield.
Me sobró para comer y sembrar nuevamente, ¿verdad?
The increased distribution of silos to Nicaragua's small producers was successful in helping farmers increase yields and profits. By storing grains in silos, farmers can ensure a reserve of grains for consumption and wait for market prices to go up before selling. Another USAID project, implemented by the Cooperative League of the United States of America, CLUSA, focused on restoring the quality of Nicaraguan coffee by improving production and processing methods. This cupping lab, financed by USAID, helps small producers monitor coffee quality. USAID financed the construction of 6 modern wet coffee mills that have improved the quality of coffee and protect the environment. Improved quality means better prices for small and medium coffee growers.
Bueno, en primero estamos ayudando al ecosistema para componer, pues, que ya no
Well,
contaminen.
first of all, we are helping the ecosystem to improve by preventing the pollution of streams. And at the same time, we are improving the quality of coffee. I think that only by improving coffee quality can we overcome the coffee crisis. USAID promotes the participation of women in all of its agricultural components. The poultry breeding component has given many women extra income and a source of fresh eggs for their families. Marketing strategies and business skills are other important components of all USAID agricultural projects. A women's cooperative of ornamental flower growers participated for the first time in a national flower show held at a Managua shopping mall. Maria Elsa Amador's onion growing cooperative was one of 2 cooperatives that secured a U.S. market link by planting onion varieties for export and by learning management and business skills through a USAID program. The cooperative signed a contract with a U.S. marketing firm to export onions worth $1 million. This market link helped save Amador's cooperative from bank foreclosure after Hurricane Mitch.
Estábamos desesperadas, no teníamos quien nos financiara, no teníamos esperanza de que podíamos.
We were desperate. We didn't have anyone to finance us. We didn't expect that we could grow onions because we only had debts left by Hurricane Mitch. We were already disillusioned, until the project came, and it benefited us because we could grow onions. So we went and we told those people, look, gentlemen, we are going to grow onions this year. We need you to restructure the loan and stop the foreclosure because we are going to be able to pay.
Pero que no vaya el embargo, sí, porque nosotros vamos a abonar, vamos a pagar.
Market opportunities for farmers expanded with the repair of rural roads through USAID-financed Cash for Work and Food for Work projects. More than 1,400 kilometers of roads were repaired and improved, and another 1,700 kilometers of roads were opened up, benefiting 40,000 families in 900 communities. The road repairs and upgrades, like this CARE project, received assistance from Nicaragua's Rural Development Institute and the United States Department of Agriculture. With a better road, many communities now have access to schools and health centers and public transportation.
No había forma de otro modo sacarlo, digamos, porque como no había vía de acceso.
Yes, there wasn't any other way to transport our crops since there was no access road until now. With this road, now we can get our products out. We are now able to get out our beans, carrots, potatoes. Even the gringos that come here with those pickups that say USAID, they've seen trucks full of potatoes. USAID provided special attention to the area of Pozoltega, where Hurricane Mitch caused loss of life and heavy damage to farms. A $750,000 USAID agricultural project for Pozoltega through CARE included economic activities for the Casita Volcano mudslide survivors. The project helped residents with poultry breeding, egg production, and pig farming. A group of 10 families managing one of the project's chicken modules have already been able to set up a second hen house with the income from egg sales. They are also able to pay for the upkeep of the chickens and provide each member of the group a small weekly salary.
Pero con las ayudas de
With the help of USAID and CARE and the collaboration of all the members of the group, we have been able to accomplish in a short time what we thought would take us a long period of time. USAID promoted small businesses through its microenterprise program. Loans were provided to 28,000 small entrepreneurs, 75% women, whose businesses were damaged after Hurricane Mitch. A group of women pottery makers received loans to rebuild and improve their cottage industry. Training in new techniques and marketing through the program have increased their sales and income. The Mitch Reconstruction Program included $6.6 million for disaster prevention and preparedness and environmental protection efforts, including the construction of drainage and flood control structures, soil conservation activities, reforestation, and community training. Community residents built retaining walls and mini dams to prevent future flooding. The United States Department of Agriculture and the Nicaraguan Natural Resource Ministry distributed over 500,000 tree saplings to stabilize watersheds. Hundreds of communities received training in disaster preparedness and emergency procedures. Workshops and practice drills, like this one under the direction of Save the Children, with support from Nicaragua's National Emergency Committee, helped representatives from vulnerable communities design emergency plans that will save lives. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers with the Nicaraguan Transportation Ministry evaluated and designed bridge repair and construction and inspected dams that were damaged by Hurricane Mitch. Working with Catholic Relief Services, the Army Corps designed the Tapascali Bridge in the Department of Madrid, restoring transportation for the area's population.
Ahora con el puente quedó nítido, ahora no hay dificultad.
The bridge is very good. Now we don't have difficulties. I want to thank those that built that bridge, because without the bridge, who knows, it would still be terrible. Because even when the river was shallow, it was always filled with rocks that would hit the back part of the bus. There was a time when only those enormous four-wheel drive trucks could pass, but now we can pass. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, is another U.S. government agency that worked with Nicaragua's Territorial Studies Institute in disaster mitigation with the installation of stream gauges and flood control monitoring systems. A $1.3 million NOAA project is helping Nicaragua's shrimp industry recover from Hurricane Mitch through modern, environmentally safe shrimp cultivation techniques that could boost production and incomes for hundreds of small and medium producers. Restoring and improving health was a priority of USAID and the Nicaraguan Health Ministry, receiving 30% of the reconstruction funds. One of the most critical necessities was securing potable water sources and hygienic disposal of waste. Working with the Nicaraguan Department of Water and Sanitation, the USAID Environmental Health Project constructed thousands of wells, water systems, and latrines in Mitch-affected areas. Community members learned how to build and maintain the wells and latrines and attended workshops on health and sanitation. The Blue Bus traveled to communities promoting healthy habits. Blue Bus activities included hand washing and latrine contests and prizes for the cleanest house and community.
Y en toda comunidad, la comunidad pues hemos cambiado porque ya no miramos casos de diarrea en los niños.
The entire community has undergone a change. We don't see diarrhea cases in children. We all are very healthy, all of us, children and adults. We are content. Because, as I was telling you before, we had to carry water from a long distance. We had to go to the river to wash clothes. Now we don't have to do that. All of us have wells and we feel proud. It is a dream come true. USAID financed a network of 6 private sector clinics that provide high-quality, low-cost health care to more than 240,000 Nicaraguans in Mitch-affected areas. The Tippy Tapa Clinic has a 6-bed patient capacity, X-ray and dental facilities, and a small operating room. With the Nicaraguan Health Ministry, the USAID Pro Salud project restored and improved health services for nearly 800,000 people. 53 health facilities were built or repaired. By constructing housing for medical personnel, USAID made it possible to staff remote health posts in the countryside. All facilities under the Pro Salud project received basic medical equipment and furniture to ensure functional health service, including laboratory equipment and supplies, totaling $200,000. The Pro Salud project installed 218 radio communication units in health posts and mobile units that permit rapid communication between health facilities that is helping to save lives.
Para mí, es una de lo más primordial que debería haber en el campo.
Well, for me, this is something very important, vital, that you must have in the countryside, in health posts in rural areas. Because as you can see, there are no telephones, and this enables us to communicate with the city in cases of emergencies, to request an ambulance or medication. As far as I'm concerned, for an emergency situation, this is the most vital thing that we should have. USAID health projects are based on community involvement through mothers' clubs that promote breastfeeding and reproductive health, adolescent clubs that promote teenage health and HIV/AIDS awareness, and base houses that serve as the first link in the chain of community health services.
Sirve para que la gente venga a traer el cloro.
The base house serves as a place where people can come for chlorine and oral rehydration salts. We have acetaminophen for children. We are here to help when there are emergency situations with children who might be in a life-threatening situation. Then we advise the mothers to take their children to the health center. We also give talks on breastfeeding so that the child grows well, healthy, and strong. The U.S. and Nicaraguan governments jointly funded food distribution at community centers, like this one set up by Project Concern International. With the Nicaraguan Education Ministry, USAID repaired and equipped more than 200 schools damaged by Hurricane Mitch. Teachers and students received 6 deliveries of 30,000 packages of school supplies.
Sí, hemos recibido, ellos han recibido cuadernos.
They have received pencils, colored pencils, water filters, books, a library, shiny paper, carbon paper, tempera paints for the children to work, to make drawings. They received poster board, markers, acrylic markers. There are many things that were brought, and the children are using them to the maximum. Part of the educational recovery component included training teachers in emotional recovery techniques to use in schools where students lost family members or were relocated after Hurricane Mitch. An after-school program provided tutoring and practical skills training for 250 at-risk students in the Nueva Vida resettlement community. Teachers and parents report that behavior and academic performance improved since the program started. USAID supported 11 municipal projects with the Nicaraguan Social Investment Fund, including street paving and flood control. A dike was repaired in the town of Pozoltega, and a containment wall was constructed in Matagalpa to control flooding by the Rio Grande River. A 20-block storm drainage system has controlled flooding in the city of León. The Mitch Reconstruction Program included $1 million to ensure accountability of all donor and national funds used by the Nicaraguan government for Mitch reconstruction. The U.S. government believes that the USAID Hurricane Mitch Reconstruction Program provided help to Nicaraguan families who were most affected by the disaster and has hopefully contributed to improving their health, education, and standard of living for years to come.